right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Another episode, Sammy and Marissa's husbands. Right this current second, it's just Sammy's husband. Um, Marissa's husband is here, but he's fixing his thing, whatever that means. Sounds dirty. I don't think it is. He's probably playing with Rick. He's probably feeding it crickets. He's a sadistic fuck.
Hello.
Dude, the energy through the roof.
Bro, this is Energy Central over here.
Energy Central, the biggest of teas. Sorry. Um, so big agenda today. We didn't do the pod last week. You did it with Kevin. How'd that go?
I thought it was good. Apparently, Kevin's audio wasn't great. I haven't got around to listening to it yet. Kevin made a
Yeah,
couple.
his audio was a little muffled. And I don't know if it was a similar situation with Corey where he sounded okay when we were doing the meeting, but then when we did the playback of the recording, it muffled it big time. So I don't know if that was the case. Um, but that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. We'll have to get him on for another episode and figure out the audio thing. But
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
sounded fine
overall,
while we were doing it.
yeah, that's annoying, honestly.
He made a couple. He made a comment. I can't remember what exactly we were talking about. Like something about coaches' kids, and I think because we were talking about, are you gonna coach Henry or whatever? Because I was like, I'm gonna coach Jack, and then he said something about coaches' kids. And then I said you were a coach's kid, and then that Corey was a coach's kid, and Drew was a coach's kid. So all the coaches' kids were upset.
Yeah, I mean, what I got from that is there's a direct correlation between being a coach's kid and handsomeness.
I think that's what.
Also, I mean, let's just think about it. Uh, coach's kids, best athletes in the group.
I mean, you're forgetting me, and I'm a great athlete.
Well, I mean, you're good at one sport,
Untrue.
so you're not even good at one.
I'm good at tennis too.
Yeah, I would disagree.
I'm good at tennis. I'm good at kickball.
Oh, Christ. If I was picking a kickball team, you'd probably be my last pick.
It's a terrible choice. Season just ended. My team went 5-1-1.
I heard you got the shit kicked out of you.
Oh man, we got it. It doesn't even make sense that this team has two losses that we played. Like we finished the second seed for the tournament. The tournament's this week, and we got bent over and fucked so hard. Like I wasn't even upset while we were playing because it was so obvious we weren't even in the same fucking league as these people.
You think
Like
it was one of those like, hey, regular season, like you guys just the good players don't show up when it comes to playoff
probably,
time. Mm.
probably because there's no possible chance. Because I know the other two teams that beat them. There is no chance that if they had a full team, they would lose to either one of them. It's not fucking possible.
Were they just kicking the shit out of it, or what? Like, what was the?
Yeah, I mean, they just had absolute fucking boots on them. Like
Were we
I've
kicking
never
with steel toes? What are we doing? Why don't you should bring out the
I
steel toes?
the ball is deflated. Like I don't even know how it's I don't know how it's humanly possible to kick the ball as far as they were kicking it. And a couple of them and they weren't even like I could tell like great athletes or anything. One of them I was like, okay, that guy probably looks like a college basketball player type. So I was
Okay.
like, okay, he's an athlete. And he dapped me up and I was like, okay, athlete. They had another dude on their team who looked like Keenan Allen. I swear to God. Like he looks so
That would
much
be
like Keenan Allen. Drew said to him in the middle of the game from the outfield, "Hey, has anybody told you you look like Keenan Allen?" And he was an athlete. He was definitely like a football player type. But everybody else on their team, they were just like fast, like goobers.
yeah, and your team is not fast.
Got a couple of kids that are fast on our team. I scored a fucking first to home. So, I mean, check it when you're talking to me.
Yeah, I don't fucking know what field were you playing on? Did the ball get stuck in the water somewhere?
Tell you what happened. I'm running the second. The girl bobbles it. So I said, fuck it. We're down 12-0 at this point. So I'm running the second. I keep going. She tries to hit me. I do a very, very slow, unathletic dodge. She completely misses me. Dude behind me catches it. I do like one of these, like, he throws it, goes way past third base, and then I just run home.
Nice. Okay, there had to be an error. I was wondering, like, okay,
Two errors.
two errors. Yeah, I mean, I also didn't know if it was one of those things where like it just took too much effort to stop, so you just kept running.
That was in play. Once I got around second, I was not stopping.
Yeah, and that's
Once the
valid.
gears started turning.
Yeah, you get this train rolling. You back it off the tracks.
I'll tell you what, I'd hate to be in a home plate collision with a guy like me.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun.
I'm putting you through the fucking dirt.
Yeah,
Stationary. I mean, full head of steam. I'm not sliding either. I'm chest up.
I mean, yeah, it's a lot of mass. You got a lot of
Mid
mass moving that way.
mid 90s baseball, bro. I'm fucking cleaning you.
Yeah,
So
I
anyway,
would just, I'd be curious about your form going into home plate. Are you dipping the shoulder? You really trying to put a on somebody, or are we just running into them
if I really wanted to take somebody out, or like in reality,
in reality?
chest to chest, I'm pretty much bigger than everybody anyway.
Yeah. I feel like if you're gonna do it, you might as well intent to harm.
With this, honestly, with this league, we've had so many people who are just complete assholes. If I did that, they would have to call the police. There there
That
would
would
have
be,
there have to be a large police presence.
could you imagine? Every kickball game from now on, the Carolina Beach Police have to be in the stands just in case.
I won't be shocked if they don't do the league again. There's been so many assholes.
I just see, I hate that because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it. I've been there. I'm competitive. We're playing in basketball leagues. I get in arguments. Oh shit, timer. Laundry's done. Um, I get in arguments. I do feel like basketball is a little different. Um, but like softball and things like a kickball and stuff, I feel like we're just out there to have fun, you know?
Yeah, I mean, be competitive, talk a little trash, but like when stuff gets personal, it's like, what?
Yeah, I was playing basketball this weekend and we were playing a team. My team was on. It was the first game we got on, and there was a couple. No, scratch that. We had won. This is the second game. We won the first game. We're playing the second game, and two people get on, and one of them's kind of a younger guy, and he's okay. He's like a guard type, probably like 5'11", decent. And then another dude's probably 6'2", lefty. Looks like he could have played basketball at the college level. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He's an athletic dude, I don't know. But uh they would go to the rim and we were being a little physical inside and they were calling fouls. And then they were getting annoyed that we would foul them. But I was like, me and this one kid had a interaction and it wasn't like a argument or anything. He was upset that he kept thinking he kept getting fouled. First of all, they were a little bit of soft fouls calls. They were some trombettas. But I was like, dude, it's part of the game. Like, if you can't understand how to get fouled, like it's part of the game. And he's like, I'd have shot 4 free throws by now. And I'm like, well, no, you wouldn't because it'd be sideline out of bounds. You wouldn't be shooting free throws. And he's like, well, eventually. And I was just like, yeah, but this is pickup basketball, dude. You got to understand this is part of the game. If you don't like it, go. And we had like a decent conversation after that, but it's just funny.
Yeah. I
People
mean,
get all worked up.
people don't like the way you play defense. You hand check.
It wasn't even me that was fouling because like you go to the gym the first time, you get on the court. I'm like, there's 4 white people in the whole gym. Um, I'm one of them. I'm the new guy. So naturally, they put the worst player on me. So in reality, usually how it works out is we just guard who guards you. So I'm guarding the worst player on the team, and usually not doing anything on defense, but just being able to help. I'll score like 4 baskets off a backdoor cut, like to start the game, and then they'll switch. So
Yeah, naturally.
it's kind of like that Austin Reeves meme. You know what I'm talking about?
Hmm.
Where
When
he's like,
it's gonna be hell.
he's like, I got white boy, and I'm like, it's gonna be hell.
Uh, I'd like
I
to see you play
purposefully when
Austin
I
Reeves.
say what?
I'd like to see you play Austin Reeves so you get put in your place.
He would cook me. Are you kidding me?
It would be awesome.
I'd foul the fuck out of him.
See a true AW go at you.
Yeah, no, I mean Austin Reeves is elite. I'm elite for average level pickup basketball.
You always got to know your role. I think that's what's wrong with society as a whole is that no one really knows how good they are at anything.
I would very much agree with that. I would say knowing your role is a very important part of society that a lot of people don't understand. There is a pecking order. As much as we don't want to think that there's a class system or anything, there's a freaking pecking order in society.
Yeah, especially with like sports and stuff.
Yeah,
That's I think the issue with this kickball league is you've got a bunch of people who sucked ass at sports and then they're competitive
yeah.
and they, look at me or whoever and think, "Oh, this fat piece of shit. I can say whatever I want to this guy." And it's like you're out of your depth here, bro. I just look like this because I'm a lazy fuck.
I mean, maybe they're right. Maybe they can say whatever they want to you.
I don't know. They always end up apologizing.
That's valid. I did apologize to one guy playing pickup. It was the same
You
team in the
must
same
have
game.
been acting like a maniac if you
I
apologize.
I, I was out of pocket. I was out of pocket. He was like a bigger guy, a little
Fat
older.
shamed him.
He wasn't fat. He was tall. He was probably like 6'5" and like a little older. He's probably like mid to late 30s.
He hands
He
you.
was, huh?
Would he hand you up?
I don't think so. I think he's like a bigger, stronger guy, but he's a little older, a little slower. I don't think it would have been an issue. But this was after they've called probably 7 fouls. They've called a lot of fouls at this point, and it's not even getting close to the end of the game. Like they've just called a lot of fouls. And then I'm guarding this guy on like a switch, and he drives in, and I block him, and he called a foul, and it was pretty like it was clean. And so naturally, I'm like, "Oh, suck my dick. That's fucking us." And I start walking to the other side of the court because I was upset. They had already called a bunch of fouls, and then like 15 seconds went by. He didn't say anything. He was just moseying his way over there. So I think he knew that it wasn't a foul, and he shouldn't have called foul. And then I was like, "Nah, never mind. You called it. You got it. That's on me. I shouldn't have said that to you. My fault." And then we like dapped each other up, and then we were good to go. Because like suck my dick's a little egregious.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've said so much worse stuff to people.
Yeah, but normally it's like people and yeah, I don't know. I just felt like suck my dick is like right off rip was a bit egregious, and I was like, you know what, dude, I shouldn't talk to you like that. That's my fault.
I mean, you're right to apologize, but I thought it was going to be way worse.
Nah, 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 nah.
That reminds me of when we were playing in the Jaw League and Drew shot a fadeaway, and some dude said, "You must be smoking dick."
That's pretty funny.
And the next time down the court, Drew two-hand hockey checked this dude on the ground.
I mean,
We,
that's fair.
yeah, good times.
Good times. All right, well, let's jump into lives of recent, other than kickball and stuff. What you been up to?
Eating better has been going pretty well for a week.
Okay.
Um, it really is just stopping yourself before it gets out of hand. I mean, that's really all it is.
Yeah.
I don't have any issue with eating healthy food. I think, grilled chicken, season it, whatever, it's going to taste fine. Vegetables I like, a little bit of rice, that's fine. But it's when you get home after work and you sit down, and I don't know if you have this craving, but you're like, "Oh, a little snack." That's what gets you. And the little snack turns into fucking 800 calories of bullshit.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean because I do have the same thing. I get home from work and I'm hungry. And usually dinner is like being made or I'm helping out right when I get home. So we got 20 extra minutes and then like I'm in the kitchen with all the food making dinner. I want some chips and salsa. And sometimes that turns into eating half the bag of tortilla chips and a lot of salsa, which is like more calories than my dinner is supposed to be. So one thing I've started doing on top of that is I'll take out the serving size of chips. So it's
Like
like
13 chips.
not even that, dude. It's like six chips. It's ridiculous. It, it's ridiculous how little a serving size of chips is. And then I'll put the bag of chips away before I even eat any of them. And that way I'm like, all right, I ate my serving size. Like I know if I go back into the cabinet and open the bag of chips, like I'm a lacking of discipline piece of trash that can't control his feelings.
There's like this the sweet treat that I've been having, like to like kind of like stave myself from like milkshakes and shit,
Yeah,
is a glass of chocolate milk.
I think that's solid. That's that.
It's
If that
like,
does it for you,
it's like I mix it, it's like 2 tablespoons and then like a cup and a half of milk. It's like 180 calories. And if I've got them, then I fucking like chocolate milk. So it just like kind of like tricks your brain a little bit.
a little bit, yeah, it gives you a little bit of sweetness. Yeah, I mean it's science. You don't have to eat healthy food. You really don't. You just have to not eat more than you burn.
Yeah, I mean, you burn more than you eat, you'll lose weight. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then you have to, extrapolate that over a week.
So what's your daily eating routine? Like, what do you do?
Well, I haven't been eating breakfast just because I get up so early. So it's almost like I'm doing an intermittent fast.
Mhm.
I'm trying not to eat past 7:30 and I'm at work at 6. And then you'll eat at work around like 11. So if I'm at work and I need something, sometimes I'll bring I have these, they're called like, it's Costco brand or Target brand, whichever one. We have like 24 of them, like a chocolate milk protein shake. So I'll have that. And then at lunch, I've just been saying, because you get a free lunch at work, chicken bowl, don't give me as much rice. And some days they listen, and some days they'll give you fucking 8 scoops of rice, and you're like, this is insane.
Rice is a hard part. Same thing with like any kind of pasta because that just kills your totals. It like
Yeah.
and it's filling, which is good, but it
Rice is
adds
super
so many
dense.
calories. Yeah.
And then like Friday, they came around with the sheet, and I was like, just something healthy. And they made me a fried fish wrap with buffalo sauce and French fries. And I was starving, so I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat it. And I got home and we had to go somewhere. This was yesterday, Saturday. And we were going to my aunt's house for Austin's birthday. And we're leaving in 5 minutes. And I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. And I lost 10 pounds. Like
Yikes.
it's something about like the oil at work or maybe whatever. It has to be the oil, I think. It just fucking destroys my stomach. Especially when you've been eating grilled chicken all week.
Yeah.
And then you get a
I mean,
fried fish wrap with buffalo sauce.
yeah, it fucks you up big time. I mean, buffalo sauce typically is 0 calories, which is good.
Yeah. And then
Um,
dinner, it's kind of been just like we're trying to eat what we have at home. Like we're trying
yeah.
to just eat through like all our shit before we go grocery shopping again. So it's just kind of been like trying to get something low calorie at home. So one night I ate like a thing of pistachios. Like you just trying to like it's hard when you don't have like a plan for dinner. So dinner is that's like my next goal is to have like a I think I'm gonna have to meal prep if it's gonna work.
I mean, I've said it before, I think to you, but my whole outlook is failing to plan is planning to fail.
Yeah.
And one thing that Sam has been doing because she's having the same issue with the rice because I eat rice for every like I eat so much rice. I mean, it works out for me because I am pretty active. Like I work out twice a day eh, on my feet all day, so like I burn a lot of calories, and I think I have a pretty high metabolism naturally. But like Sam has just been switching to potatoes. So potatoes are significantly less in calories than a rice or a pasta. So she's made the switch to potatoes and specifically like sweet potatoes for a lot of stuff. But instead of we do like a burrito bowl with, rice, black beans, ground turkey, cheese, lettuce, salsa, like pretty healthy, but it becomes a lot of calories when you have the rice in there. So she'll add instead either sweet potatoes or potatoes, which doesn't give it the same like Mexican style feel to it, but it's significantly less in calories, so she can eat more.
Yeah, I didn't really even think about potatoes as a substitute for it.
Yeah, and I mean, she just air fries them, and they don't take very long.
Like a whole potato.
We get the mini potatoes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like the little gold ones or little red ones.
Yeah, we get usually there's like different colors and we like some are purple, some are the red potatoes, some are the golden ones and he cuts them up and puts them in the air fryer with some seasonings on there and she's been liking that a lot.
I
But yeah, it's the
that's
meal
another
mm,
like red potatoes. I fuck with red potatoes.
yeah, they're solid. You can make them a bunch of different ways for different styles of potatoes. So it could be something to think about. But yeah, you just gotta get like a little routine in like whether it be meal prepping or whether it be making, having stuff and a plan for dinner when you get home. Like when I get home, I'm gonna make this, this, and this, or whether you make it all on Saturdays and straight up you got 6, 7 meals. Shout out Drew, 6, 7. Yeah. 6, 7 meals in the fridge that you just pop in the microwave or the air fryer when you get home and oh yeah.
Or even something like that you can bake, like, and you keep the ingredients, raw or whatever, and just like have it prepped and ready to just put in the oven or something.
That's solid or crock pot meals are great too.
Yeah,
you know?
Marissa does that shit a lot, like with where you can just like do it and just let it cook all day.
Yeah, and then literally whenever you want to eat it, you just open the crock pot, put it in a bowl, and eat it. It's done. It becomes a pain in the ass to clean. Crock pots are annoying to clean, but
Yeah, they are. Um, this is kind of off track, but kind of the same thing. We may have talked about it before. Like people who do like a perpetual stew.
yeah.
It seems gross to me though.
You're saying like make a stew at the beginning of the week and keep it in the fridge?
No. This is you make a stew, right? And you keep adding stuff to it. Like it stays hot all the time. And I'm talking there are people who will do it for months and they keep adding stuff to it. And then you like skim the stuff off the top at the beginning of the day. It's and they say that they say, I don't know if this is scientifically accurate. The people who do it say that because it's hot, like no bacteria grows or whatever. And half the time by the end it's black. I don't know how people don't like kill themselves doing it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound cool to me. I just don't know if I
It's
can get
gross,
behind
I
that.
think. And some people do it with coffee, which I think is
I
less
could
gross.
I think coffee is less gross, probably because it's already black, so
You're
you
not
can't tell.
seeing it degrade over time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think there is validity to it not getting cold because when you put stuff in the fridge is when like the moisture and the bacteria and stuff grows. But
But
yeah, I don't know
still, there
about that.
has to be.
You can try it if you want, but I don't think I'm coming over to your house and eating some perpetual stew with you.
Yeah, I don't know. That can be our next job for reporting whenever
Yeah,
we
some
actually do
investigative
a story.
journalism. Tyler kills himself eating black stew.
And then they'll add an ingredient to it that sucks, right?
Yeah.
And it'll be disgusting for them for a week. I'm like, why are you torturing yourself? Just throw it
Yikes.
out. Yeah.
Yikes. All right, well, we'll get into kind of my life of recent. I went on the snowboard trip. Me and Sam went up to Breckenridge for her birthday. We had a blast. We stayed in like a ski in, ski out Airbnb. So it was pretty cool. You're on the mountain, you're skiing down the runs, and if you want to go back to the Airbnb for a second, you literally just snowboard all the way down the trail, bang a quick left before the trail ends, and then you're in our like apartment complex parking lot. Um, which is pretty sick, and I think that's like the best way to do it. It's just like easy access to the lifts and stuff. So that was awesome. And like the Breckenridge area is such a cool area. We got some really cool drinks after snowboarding, some good coffee, some good food. So that was really fun. We got like 3 good days of snowboarding out of it. Snowed on us one of the days, which Breckenridge has been really hurting for snow. The whole like Rocky Mountains have been hurting for snow. All that snow is going to the northeast. So that was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. Came back, worked all week. I had a pretty busy week of work. And then Thursday night we had a snowstorm and we got 13 inches of snow.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude, like I've lived here before and I've never seen 13 inches of snow like at one time. So that was pretty crazy. They
That is
canceled work on Friday, so I worked from home. They didn't cancel work, like that we just didn't go into the office. So I had brought my computer and just worked from home. Which truthfully, I got so much more done being at home than being in the office because I'm just sitting here in my basement, my pod stew, just getting stuff done without people coming up asking questions and like bothering me. So truthfully, it was a very productive day. Um, got my concealed carry permit in the mail. So
Did you have to do
I
anything for it or you just apply for it?
well, you apply for it. So I went down to the sheriff's office, they did a background check and my fingerprints and took my picture and all that stuff. It took a while. I did it like mid-November, right when I first got here, and I just got it like last week. So it did take a while. I think it's because they're a lot more strict while they're in Colorado, but I officially got that thing on me again.
Do you th I imagine it helps you if you're because you have it in North Carolina too, right?
I don't have it in North Carolina. I have it in Alabama and here.
So I'm sure it helps that you already have it, right?
Probably, but Alabama is like a constitutional carry state anyway. So I don't even technically need a permit to conceal carry in Alabama.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can conceal, you can open. It's constitutional carry, so you can, if you're legally allowed to buy a gun, then you can conceal carry.
Interesting.
They're pretty strict about it out here, but I don't have to take the class or anything because my like military experience counts as the class essentially. So that's nice. I don't have to go to some concealed carry class, even though there is benefit to going to one of those classes because you learn like all the laws and things like that. Um, but I had a pretty lazy weekend. Played a little pickup basketball like I talked about on Saturday, which was good. Um, took the dogs to the park today. We took them to this place, Palmer Park. It was snow all over the ground still. They had a freaking blast running around. And then today, really just chores around the house, laundry, getting stuff ready for the week, etc. Sam's going to Paris next weekend. She leaves Wednesday night, I think. And then, so I'm on dog duty all weekend, but I'm gonna go snowboarding on Friday, so I'm gonna make a day trip. I got Kobe set up at the doggy daycare and got somebody to come by and let Jazz out about midday. So I'm gonna drive up early on Friday morning, go snowboard all day, and then just drive back. It's like a 2 hour drive.
You going to that same place that you were?
Probably there's like three little mountains that are pretty close to each other. Breckenridge is like the most accessible. However, you got to pay to park. Like Keystone, which is 15 minutes down the road, it's free parking. So I might just do that. We'll see. I like Breckenridge though because I pretty much know the lay of the land. So I know like where the lifts are that I want to go to that take me on the runs that I like. Keystone, I've only been to like once, twice. So I feel like for a day when I'm doing a day trip, it might just be beneficial to go to the place that I already know. So I don't have to spend time figuring it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Breckenridge is significantly more busy because it's Breckenridge, Colorado, blah, blah, blah. Know what I'm saying?
What's the other one that's like a really affluent area?
You're probably
Uh,
thinking of Vail.
Yeah. Hmm.
Vail is pretty expensive. It's on my pass too, so I can go to Vail for free. Um, but if you want to stay in Vail, like it's expensive. Like Kim
Didn't
Kardashian was skiing at Vail over New Year's.
didn't Nick live there?
Nick lived there, yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Witty and twisting. Exactly. So I'm doing that this coming up weekend and you know, pretty excited. I'll come home Saturday and Sunday and just kind of chill with the dogs, probably try and take them on a nice little adventure somewhere. And I think playoffs will be next weekend again. Do they have Saturday games next weekend too?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, so that'll be nice. I'll definitely just kind of take the weekend to relax. I'll have Friday and Monday off this weekend, which is gonna be amazing. Need some time off. It's been hectic at work. We've got a lot of stuff going on right now, and it's pretty wild.
For MLK Day.
The Friday and Monday off.
Yeah.
Yeah, MLK.
Yeah, Marissa gets that off too.
Yeah, from my understanding, they is MLK a floating holiday for them? No, no, I think
I don't think
MLK,
so.
yeah, I think President's Day is a floating for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's why Sam's using MLK Day for her, so she doesn't have to take off work to go on her trip. She's pretty pumped about going to France. Her and all her sisters are going, so they're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, that's crazy. Are they doing the whole week?
No, no, no. They're leaving Wednesday, so they'll get in like probably a weird time on Thursday. I don't really know how the time difference works, but I think it'll be like midday on Thursday Paris time, or it might be even afternoon Paris time. I'm not even sure, but they'll have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they fly back Monday.
That'll be fun.
Exactly. They've got a bunch of fun stuff planned. I think they'll have a good few days. They'll probably be exhausted. I mean, anytime you go to a place like that, I feel like it never feels like a vacation. It feels like you're just exploring because you're just on the go nonstop.
Yeah, that is the shitty part about like a quick turnaround like that. Especially when I'm
Yeah.
sure like their travel days are gonna be like insane.
The travel days are tough. I think going there, it's usually not that big of a deal because you're excited, you're doing this, and the flight doesn't feel as long. But coming back, it's pretty brutal because it's like I'm leaving my European vacation and coming back, and I gotta work and this, and this. So it's kind of dreadful.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt with when we came back from Canada. But that wasn't, I'm sure that's not even close to the same travel time.
Yeah, I mean it's different. Obviously, it's different ways. So um, I think on the way back she'll be gaining time, but on the way back for you guys, you were losing time. So like you were probably all messed up.
That was 8 years ago now.
That's crazy. We're getting
Yeah.
old.
Well, isn't your metabolic age like 12?
Yes, it's I'm a preteen.
Oh, Jeffrey preteen Eller.
All right. Let's pop into part two. All right, welcome back. No commercial. Kirby is violently attacking Tyler, and it's a nice sight to see. I love when someone inflicts pain on Tyler, and now he's picking his nose. Where are you gonna put that, dude? You're muted.
Am I?
Well, you were when you tried to say whatever you said after I asked you where you're gonna put that booger.
Dude, let's try and keep things classy in the year 2026, all right?
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to keep the energy good. You're over here picking your nose. I just want to know where you're gonna put it.
That is for me and the Lord.
Oh
What
man,
I
you're gonna
do
let
with my bugs.
your wife and child sit on that couch when you probably just rubbed a booger on it.
I would, first of all, that is gross. I would never rub a booger on a couch.
You just flick it onto the floor.
Now, if I flick it on, oh my God, Saquon, you shit can, bro. That's why I lost my championship. Anyway, I have an idea. I don't know what your agenda is for this thing, what you want to get into next, but I had an idea for like a game. It's not a draft, and it shouldn't be that hard. So if we have a, like a 10-minute segment, you tell me when you want to do it.
We can do it whenever your little heart desires. But this is what I'm talking about. The things just on the fly where we can't plan.
This is good though. This is good for you. It gets your little gears turning in that pea-sized brain of yours.
See, I don't operate like that though.
It's you got to think on the fly. That's what's
I'm
fun
not
about
a
it.
I'm not a think on the fly kind of guy. I'm a deliberate planning type of dude. But fuck it.
What happens when you're in the field and something happens that's not planned and you have to think on the fly?
But the plan is so
Are you gonna rely on your brain, or are you just gonna lay down in a hole and die, son?
no, so the plan is already deliberately thought through. So the extensions of the plan are easier because you know the end goals. You see what I'm saying?
That sounds like propaganda.
Yeah, what kind of propaganda?
Venezuelan.
Classic. Um, let's do it. Let's send it. Little
All right.
improv game Tyler wants to play.
So the category doesn't really matter. It can be movies, TV shows, athletes, whatever. But the way it works is, say we pick movies, and I said The Avengers, right? It ends
Yeah.
with an S. And then the movie you pick would have to start with the last letter of what I said.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? You want to do that? You want to
I
try it?
We can try it. I think movies is a terrible example because I know
No,
bad movies.
obviously we won't do movies. I was just doing it for the casual viewer, which I'm sure we have plenty of.
Yeah, the millions.
Okay, do you want to do athletes?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll say it'll be first name, last name. So the last letter of the last name would be the start of the first name of your athlete.
All right.
LeBron James,
Sabrina Ionescu. I think her name ends with the U. Ionescu. I don't know. E?
is it a U or an E?
Did I just win the game?
If it's a U, you might have.
I was about to say Sabrina Carpenter on accident, but
It is a U, and I'm gonna take a second to think because I think I deserve that.
wow, dude, there's one person you should totally get.
That begins with U.
Yeah.
The Undertaker.
I mean, no, but we can roll with that. Also that starts with I think. The
Undertaker.
Undertaker.
Well, never mind. If it was movies, the wouldn't count as the first letter.
Well, what if it's the name of the title?
We'll get to that when I get to my pet peeves.
The Hills Have Eyes. Is it Hills Have Eyes or is it?
We'll get to that when we get to my pet peeves.
All right, that's fair. Okay, so is Undertaker the pick?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Randy Johnson,
Nico Collins,
Steve Young,
Garrett Wilson,
Norris Cole,
nice. Evan Ingram,
Michael Jordan.
Nate Robinson.
God damn it, these ends.
Whoa,
Um, whoa,
hey,
no limit. Not no limit.
Jesus Christ.
Uh, what's the baseball player that played like shortstop for like the Dodgers back in the day?
No Margo Ciapara.
Yeah, that's where we're going. No Marco Ricciardo.
Okay, so I have an A. Alex. Nah, that would end the game. Well, no, it won't. Alex Rodriguez.
Zildronis El, Ilgauskas.
Okay. Steve Smith.
Oh man, H. I might be cook chat. I might be cook chat.
Come on, dude.
Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes.
Harrison Barnes. Okay. This is a deep cut. Zvi Mikhailuk. That dude who used to play for the Lakers.
Oh, yeah. What is that in with?
I think K.
Okay, we'll go Kevin Love.
Kevin Love, another E. E is a slept on hard one, I think.
He is pretty hard.
Evan Longoria.
It's A. Okay. Um, Alec. Uh, Dang, what's his last name? He used to play for the Jazz.
Burks.
Alec Burks. S
Another
is kind of a hard one. Is a hard one too.
S, like they could just keep coming. Uh
Coming and coming.
coming. Sterling Sharp.
Another E.
Yeah,
Emeka Egbuka.
that's an A, right?
I think it ends with an A. Yeah.
Aaron Hernandez.
Disease. Um, is
There's
there
A's.
isn't there like a Zaire? We'll go Zaire Wade count.
He was a professional athlete, so I would say yeah. E again.
Look, I didn't make the game.
Emeka Okafor.
What is that? When an R?
Yeah.
Uh, Rashad. Oh man, why am I forgetting his last name?
You talking about the dude
Ru-
on the Bucks?
No. Um, what is the guy that played for State on the Jags? Rodney something. I want to say Perkins. Rodney Perkins is that? That's not it though.
No. Played for NC State.
He played for NC State.
Rodney Purvis.
That is a person, but that's not who I'm thinking of.
Rodney Stuckey is not it.
That's not it either. I was thinking of the dude that played on the Pistons in Carolina, Rashad. Well, we could go
Oh,
Rashad McCants.
Rashad McCants.
Well, that's not who I was thinking of either. But that dude played for Carolina. That dude's a jackass.
Yeah, yes.
He's like my least favorite Carolina player ever.
It's because I think he talks shit about Roy Williams.
Yeah, he just thinks he's much better than he ever was. I mean, he was good in college and probably could have had a good pro career. But yeah, he thinks he's much significantly better than he was. But who am I thinking of? The guy that played on the Pistons for the longest time. He always had a lot of technical foul issues.
Rasheed Wallace?
Rasheed Wallace. God dang it. Yeah.
You couldn't remember Rasheed Wallace?
No, I was thinking it was Rashad for some reason.
What the fuck, dude? I thought you were trying to go Rashad White, the football player,
No, no.
or Rashard Lewis.
I mean, either any of those would have worked.
Rasheed Wallace. E again. Are you doing this shit on purpose?
I'm really not. You can pick seven of the people we just talked about.
Eric Decker.
Nice, nice pool. Another R. What? Can we take a
Right
pick?
back in it.
Oh man. Does Randy Couture count?
I would say yeah. E again? You're a whore. E. Earnhardt Dale.
All right. Another E, even though that doesn't really count. I think this is gonna be the last one.
That's
We've
good
got to
with
be we
me.
got to end this game somehow.
Yeah.
Um,
3 hours of people listening to this.
this might have to be a teamwork last E. Um, Evan Longoria.
I already said that.
Did you?
Yeah,
Is that fat?
I swear to God. E.
Evan Mobley.
Okay, there we go. And I would not get a Y.
Good. Game over. Let's talk a little NFL playoffs, excuse me. Um, so yesterday we had some both both pretty good games. We had Panthers holding their own against the Rams, and then we had the Bears with a crazy comeback against the Packers. You know, I'm very happy with how the Panthers fought in the game because it started out really bad. Um, and it could have gotten ugly quick.
I mean, I think they showed they deserve to be in the playoffs.
I agree. Some people probably would have rather seen the Bucks in. They'd rather see Baker Mayfield and all that. But truthfully, we played good, and all in all, we just left Stafford too much time on the clock.
Yeah. I mean, I started watching right after halftime, and from there it was a great game.
It was back and forth. The whole fourth quarter was crazy. I knew right when we scored. Well, first of all, we were down three, and the Rams were punting, and we were getting the ball back, and we blocked the punt, which gave us great field position. Um, and then we had a big play that put us at like the 15. We ended up punching the ball in with like 3 minutes left, I think. And right when we scored with 3 minutes left, I was like, yeah, it's way too much time. Like they're just gonna march down the field. And truthfully, all we can hope for is that they tie the game with a field goal or like they leave us enough time to potentially get in field goal position again. And they left us 38 seconds or something like that. And I really didn't like the strategy at the end of the game. I think we were going for the home run ball too much when we should have just tried to we had three timeouts. We should have just tried to pick up, 8 to 15 yards, 8 to 15 yards, 8 to 15 yards, and hopefully one of them springs, and then we could have a chance for, a game tying field goal. But instead, we took 7 seconds off the first play to throw an incompletion, and then another 8 seconds for an incompletion, and another 8 seconds for another incompletion because we were trying to push the ball downfield. And then it's 4th and 10 with 12 seconds left. What do you do? You know what I mean? At that point, you just dig yourself in too much of a hole to get out. So, all in all, we played a really good game. The defense played awesome. The offense played awesome. I was really happy with how Bryce Young played and how he had a good season, to be honest. So, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like poor clock management there at the end.
Yeah, and I mean it's hard because we weren't even supposed to be there. And I think we were trying to get creative and try and win the game, which you can't really fault them for like, hey, let's not play for the tie, let's try and play for the win.
Yeah, that's true.
But it ended up kind of biting them in the ass. Um, so it's one of those things.
And it just, I mean, granted, I'm going back far for these memories of Jets playoff games,
Yeah.
but that pain, and granted, it's much different losing in the first round of the playoffs than losing in the AFC Championship game. But I mean, it's just like I'm sure you remember when they lost in the Super Bowl with Cam.
Yeah.
It just fucking hurts, man.
It does hurt. I will say the hurt is less with this game because we really weren't even supposed to be there. Like if you would have told somebody that's a Panthers fan at the beginning of the season that we were going to make the playoffs and then have a chance to win against the Rams in a playoff game, like I'd have been like, "All right, dude, and what year is it? Is it 2015?" Like
Yeah, I mean that's a good point.
so that made it a little bit more acceptable. I was honestly proud of just that we competed. And that was a big deal that we got to compete and have we put ourselves in a position to win the game. It didn't work out overall. We had a good season, so I'm not super butthurt.
Yeah, and I mean you got something to build on now.
Right, I think there's a good nucleus. Hopefully we keep the young guys. We lost our left tackle who was like our first round draft pick before, and I don't know exactly what happened, but it's some kind of ligament damage in the knee. So he's out damn near a year probably, which really sucks.
That sucks.
Yeah, but I think we have a decent organization right now. I like the coach. Hopefully we get a good draft pick and maybe an off-season move to beef up the line a little bit, and we're solid.
Yeah, that's kind of my outlook right now is just hope the Jets can build from the draft. We got the second overall pick, and I think with the Sauce trade we get the 16th overall pick, which was dependent on how the Colts played, and they crumbled at the end of the year, so that was good for us.
Yeah, it worked it worked out for you, I guess. I know Corey's not happy to hear that, but
Yeah, I mean that's just so unlucky. as a Colts fan. I mean, that really sucks.
It really sucks. It was cool seeing Phillip Rivers get in there. I know there's probably mixed feelings from the Colts about if he should have been playing or not, or if they should have went with, or am I think, yeah, or they should have went with like Riley Leonard or something like that.
I mean, Riley Leonard went crazy the last game, and I was wondering if he was like hurt when they had Philip Rivers. That's my only thought, or if they jumped him for Philip Rivers, which would make kind of no sense.
I
But
think they're thinking behind it, given I haven't heard this from any point in the organization, obviously, is I think they didn't want to set Riley Leonard up for failure. And
yeah,
truthfully, I can get behind that as like a Panthers fan that started Bryce Young like extremely too early. He was not ready to start, and then that put a lot of pressure on him, and that put the fan base being like, Bryce Young sucks. He's not a franchise quarterback. He's too small. He can't do this. When in reality, the team just sucked, and he had nobody to throw the ball to.
believe me,
Um,
I totally understand. The Jets have done that with five straight quarterbacks, so
yeah. So maybe that's what their
there's something
thinking
to
is, and
be
they were,
yeah, there's something to be said for developing a young quarterback, which just doesn't happen anymore.
yeah, they don't want to, put him in to fail and then crush his confidence from the jump.
And I think he, you know, proved something to people.
Yeah,
I hope
for sure.
Panthers fans can get behind him.
Yeah, I think Bryce Young, he really showed that he's very capable. Is he going to be, a franchise quarterback? I don't know, but he's definitely capable of leading a team at the NFL level.
I think so.
Yeah, and
And
then
that's what people want to know, what we think
exactly.
here on the Big Energy Big Time Podcast Boy Show.
Yeah, there's, our opinion is truthfully all that matters. We speak for the
But
people.
that's true. That's
This is the
100% true.
this is the people's pod.
The People's Pod, baby. That's the title of the episode.
The people's pod. Um, and then the Bears Green Bay game. Did you watch that one too?
I didn't get to watch any of that one. We left my aunt's house, came home, and when the baby sleeps, you sleep, bro.
It's valid. It's valid. Yeah, I didn't watch it either, but I was kind of following along on the ESPN app and stuff, and I think the Packers were up like 20-3 at one point. And I texted you before the game, and I was like, I like Green Bay. And I checked the score, and I was like, yeah, called it. I'm all knowing, you know, I'm some kind of prophet. And then I checked the score when I wake up, and I'm, what the hell? The Bears came back and won.
Yeah, that the all I really saw of it was the handshake at the end. All I really saw of it was the handshake there at the end.
I didn't see the handshake at the end.
Oh, it was just a run by, just quick, like barely touch hands.
Coach's handshake.
Yeah, coach's handshake.
Nice, nice, nice. That man, that's some pissed
I
off
mean,
coaches right there.
I mean, those franchises fucking hate each other.
Yeah, they do. I thought it was pretty funny that they were grating cheese in the post game interview.
I didn't see that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, they're sitting at like the table doing the interview. It's like Caleb Williams and a couple other people, and they had a cheese grater and some cheese, and they're like grating cheese. Um,
I love that.
I wonder how Drew felt about Caleb's fingernails.
There is something that Lil Wayne tweeted that Caleb Williams quoted or
Because
retweeted or whatever on Twitter.
yeah, because Lil Wayne's a Packers fan,
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up.
which obviously a bandwagon because there's no
Okay,
reason.
I obviously can't read it because there are some words I'm not allowed to say. We
Nice,
just lost a playoff game to N-word with purple nails. We fucking suck bare ass. We don't deserve to be in the playoffs straight like that.
nice. That's good stuff.
And those were like the first times he's tweeted since the new year.
So Caleb Williams like retweeted it or whatever.
Yeah, and he just did like I think he tweeted like a snowflake emoji.
Oh man, that's pretty funny. Um, all right, well, talk to me a little bit about fantasy basketball.
Fuck fantasy basketball. Basketball's a dumb sport.
You're getting the
People
sh
who play, yeah, I'm losing. I think I was
Yeah,
losing
you are.
before today.
You're losing by like 200. Wes's team has had some kind of resurgence. Um, I think it just takes one more loss for Wes to be out of the playoffs, but I mean his team's
But I
playing
mean,
good. I think he might be the high score. No, he's not. He's not the high scorer. He's playing good this week. He's like third high scorer. I'm beating Tingo decently. I should come out on top tonight. You got everybody playing. He's got everybody playing. So that should work itself out. I'm 6-4-1 going into the week, so hopefully 7-4-1. Um, I'm feeling okay about my team. I really need to move like three people, but I've just been so out of the loop on the waiver wire that I think it's going to hurt me coming down towards the end of the season. But we'll see how it goes.
yeah, at the end of this week I'll be 2-10, and it hurts being a two-time champ to be in this position when you
Yeah.
think you drafted good, and then I'll tell you what it stems from really is the draft. Overall, I don't think my draft was that bad, but what got me was drafting Trey Young second.
Yeah,
That killed me
especially because he was
because
hurt. Well, he's still hurt.
he got hurt right away, and then just got traded to the Wizards, and they said he's probably not going to play much the rest of the year.
Yeah, which I mean, truthfully, I don't blame him.
I mean, why would he?
Valid. Uh, I do like that for my Nikhil Alexander Walker, freeing up some scoring opportunity on the Hawks.
You know
But
what?
uh, but yeah. So
It's
fantasy
all about
basketball is
next year, bro. We're going to build in the draft next year. I'm a two-time champ. I don't have anything to prove to anybody. I got a first round bye last year. I'm not past my prime. I just drafted poorly this year. And my goal this year is to just not finish in last.
it's valid. I mean, right now it's between you and Wes, and his team looks like it's playing pretty good. It would be crazy if Wes just
Wes, and Ed.
yeah, it would be crazy if Wes wins out.
He won't.
And you say that, you never know.
I do know.
I
He's
like
got a
the
lot of
confidence.
work to do just to make the playoffs.
He
He
does
might
for
not
sure,
even make the playoffs if he wins out. Like he's going to need to win out and get some help.
for sure, for sure. It would be a hell of a story, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be happy for him as my friend, but
Yeah,
he will not do it.
it would not do it. All right, well let's talk about some other current events real quick. How do you feel about this Venezuela president snatch?
That dude is a dictator piece of shit, like Maduro.
Yeah,
So I mean, like, I'm not gonna shed any tears for a bad person, but I don't really get it. I don't think it will do anything because we didn't take the vice president out. The vice president is this like his right hand man, but it's a woman. But and then what we just decide that we want shit and just do it. I'm against that.
Yeah,
As a general thing, I'm against that. I don't think that's the right way to go about doing things.
yeah, I feel you.
I mean, it was a crazy power play
Yeah,
to
I mean,
to
there's definitely a geopolitical agenda that was being pushed, and that's the reason it happened. Like, we didn't just go get him because he smuggled drugs. Like
Oh, it wasn't
that.
about drugs at all.
I mean, it was a little bit.
They're not even a fucking they were saying like shit about fentanyl. Venezuela doesn't even produce fentanyl.
Yeah, where'd you see
Now
that?
it's
Twitter?
now it's now it's cocaine.
It's
Like
everything.
if we cared about drugs, we would go into Mexico
Right. Which
or China.
China's a little bit different of a scenario right now.
I'm just saying, if we gave a fuck about illegal drug smuggling, like they're playing, it was about the oil, which is fine. Just and everybody has said, "Oh, is this that?" The only motherfucker who told the truth was Trump. He's been saying it's about the oil the whole time.
He he he's been saying it's partially about oil, which it definitely is partially about oil. It's definitely partially about drugs, but I think also it's part of the geopolitical stage, and it's about the influence of Russia and China coming into Venezuela and changing the dynamics of how the oil is distributed. And now we have too much Russian and Chinese influence in the Western Hemisphere, which definitely plays a game of a power dynamic switch, which I don't think is good for us. And I mean, you think how you want to think. I think about it militarily and just like the operation that went down. And I mean, talk about flawless. Like we straight up went in there. Like this is what happened. This guy is saying, "Come get me. You can't find me. We're too heavily guarded." And we said, "Okay, we're gonna cut off all the power to your city. You're gonna have no communications. The lights are out. And we're going to come in and take out any of your air defense weapons, which just so happen to be supplied by Russia and China. So we're going to show that those things don't play any factor against what we bring to the table. And then we're going to come into your bedroom and we're going to walk you out, you and your wife, and then we're going to fly you out of your country." I mean,
Yeah, I mean it's a huge power play.
I think the power play had more to do with it than people think. I think they think it's about oil, it's about this, which yes, it's about oil for sure. But in reality, we're one of the only places in the world that can produce the crude oil that Venezuela has. So really they didn't have much of an option than to work with us anyway. Um, So like it is about oil, yes, but it's not all about oil. It's definitely, I think, more so getting Russia and China out of the Western Hemisphere.
Which is fine. Fuck Russia and fuck China. I don't give a fuck about them. Um, it's the I don't know that we should operate that way though.
I mean, we're the world power. There's got to be some kind of international police keeping force, and right now that's us.
Yeah, but we just can't do whatever we want.
I don't think it's necessarily whatever we want. I think there was
I
validity.
mean, Trump literally came out and said that the only thing that he cares about is his moral compass. Those are words out of his mouth.
Yeah, I don't get what's wrong with that statement.
I don't think the guy has a good moral compass. One, and two, that's not how shit works. He said international law is irrelevant. And then all this shit with this more so gives him the green light to do whatever he wants with Greenland, which is fucking retarded.
Well, the whole thing with Greenland, which I was going to talk about as well, is like I don't think the plan is just to go in and occupy Greenland by force. Like I think the plan with Greenland is to be like, look, Denmark gives you this much money per year for being a territory. We can give you this much money a year for being a territory.
So we're gonna make them a territory and not give them all of the stuff they get with Denmark. Free healthcare, all this other shit.
But they would be given more money. That's a decision for them.
It's not a decision for them though, it's a decision for Denmark. Denmark owns them.
No,
That's like yeah, no, 100% because it's just like someone saying coming to Puerto Rico.
for sure. But the way that they're like a territory, they have like a clause in there that they can succeed if they so choose. They are their own government.
Secede.
Is that not what I said?
Succeed.
Secede, succeed. You're
Different
sucking
words.
either way.
It it's but also forget about all that. Denmark is our ally.
Yeah.
You shouldn't talk to allies this way. That
I
shouldn't
guess I'm not familiar with how we're talking to Denmark.
He's saying we're going to get it one way or the other. Out of Trump's mouth. This is not me fucking Twitter news Tyler. It's out of the guy's fucking mouth. And you have to start taking the shit this guy says at face value.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hear that. You
I
are notorious for Twitter news, Tyler. Twitter news, Ty.
I can start sending you stuff, but every time I send you something, you're like, no, no. If I send you the video of him with his own words saying the shit, you'll probably be like AI.
No, I truthfully could care less about Trump. I could care less about any kind of political figure. I think one of the biggest things that's wrong in America right now is the fanatic of political figures. Why people shouldn't be fans of political figures. I think that's ridiculous. You could be supporters. And Trump is bad about it. He has legit fans. It's bad.
Dude, his shit, no, if you vote for Trump, I'm not saying people who vote for Trump. If you thought he was the better choice, that's fine. That's your right. Um, but he's got a legit cult following
He does.
that like people will never admit he does anything wrong, which is ridiculous. He does shit wrong.
100%.
Every president does shit wrong. And this isn't me being some fucking Biden, dude. Biden sucked dick. I don't care.
That was bad too, yeah.
Biden was bad. I mean, it is what it is. But people act like he does nothing wrong. He's not good for the political climate in this country as far as division's concerned.
I definitely agree with that. He's not good for the politics. I think it's creating a very unhealthy competition of political parties. Which there's always been competition.
I'd like politics to go back to the way it was when we were younger, where everybody was fake and they just respected each other.
Yeah, I mean, it'll never go back to the way it was now that social media is as prevalent as it is. It's social media, I think, is going to ruin the world because everybody has a clip that they see and they believe for face value when it's not even the whole clip. You know, it used to be the only news you really got was from when the president came on TV and talked, and everybody listened and heard exactly what he said, and they made their own opinions. Now you got clips and you got, people making, posts and videos about summarizing what people said and putting their own twist on it, and it's bad. You truthfully can't even go through social media and figure out what's pushing an agenda or not.
I mean, you can if you're media literate. I mean, you just have to be able to look at something and go, I don't know if that's true, and then actually go farther than that. People who look at something and go, oh, this is 100% true, which is most of the country, are morons.
100%. And that's why, like, anytime something political pops up on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok or whatever, I literally just skip it because truthfully, I just don't want to hear it. Secondly, I'm not gonna like spend time figuring out if this is just some kind of BS clip that was forwarded across.
I think people are going to start getting burnt out, hopefully.
It's frustrating, dude. It's frustrating.
Well, I made a decision to not talk politics at all with anybody in my family or Marissa's family because I'm like truthfully like disgusted with stuff that's happening, but I'm not gonna let that influence my relationships with people. Like,
For sure.
but
Um,
like it's not worth it to me to alienate somebody I care about.
I agree. Like me and
'Cause-
Sam have the discussion, like we can talk amongst ourselves about politics, but truthfully, our opinions on politics or anything is truthfully no one else's business.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me a question, I'll tell you how I feel. But
Yeah,
then
right.
if it gets weird after that, then I'll just be like, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah. Usually I just deflect. Any kind of political, I just deflect because I don't want to have the conversation with people and it is what it is.
Type beat.
Type shit. All right, well, let's jump into part three.
Thank you all for tuning into the political segment of the show. I don't think we're going to talk politics anymore, even though we didn't really talk politics, but we did a little bit.
And welcome back. Another episode, another segment of Sammy versus Husbands. I wouldn't say that was politics necessarily. I think it was more current events. Um, and I feel like talking about things that are happening in the world is good. And we can talk about things with leaving our political feelings out of it. Sometimes political feelings might be able to, sway your opinion on a current event, and that's fine. But
It's hard to keep things from bleeding in, I think sometimes for people. Me too. I mean, it's hard for me to separate that sometimes when you're so passionate about something and you want the oh my God. Oh my God. Juwan Jennings touchdown to Christian McCaffrey. Trick play.
nice.
Yeah, anyway, so that's all we're gonna talk about
Back to
politics. I don't know where
politics.
yeah,
So,
I don't know where I was going with that, honestly. There's a
I
flag
think
out.
I think I mean for me specifically, like we don't discuss politics at work. Like we don't say Trump this, Republican this, Democrat this.
I don't think you
But
should either. I think the military should be completely devoid of politics.
and it is. There will be people that sometimes will say a comment at work and then like you have to be like, look, like that's not we can talk about a current event. We can talk about something that happened and how it impacts global geopolitics or whatever, but like we're not talking about, political parties here. And like that's kind of sometimes a hard thing to navigate, but
You
it's
think you can get a
important.
pretty good read on people?
Yeah, typically.
Yeah.
Um, just kind of almost body language sometimes when we're talking about things.
Yeah, like you like if I don't know what I'm trying to ask, but like I feel like I can get a pretty good read on somebody when I'm talking to them, just in general. Like it won't even be about politics.
Yeah,
If you're talking about finances or something, and like the way they talk about certain things, you I feel like you can get a pretty good read on people. And then you like especially with real estate, that's something I really try and avoid
100%.
because
Yeah.
people will not work with you,
Yeah,
which I think is stupid, but because it should be my opinions are my own.
right. That's why you keep shit separate.
That's
But
why I don't put anything on social media either.
yeah, for sure.
Like
Um,
it's crazy to me.
I hate when people put stuff on social media. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I've like unfollowed people. Didn't matter like what side they're on. I just don't like seeing it, truthfully.
Granted, I said I keep it off social media, but I've made my opinion known very much on the 112 episodes we have of this. So if anybody ever
This is
listens, I think where I stand.
this is different. Nobody listens to this. Um,
This is just a diary, really.
truthfully, yeah. But let's get down to the real reason that people listen to this. And it's random questions.
I think it's our best segment.
I agree. I agree. I think it generates the best conversation. So with that, what came first? The nickname Dick for people named Richard or the penis?
Like calling a penis a dick.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, the penis has been around longer than the name Richard, I would think. Like
I
the
would agree
name
with
for
that.
like the name for the penis. Um, that being said, I'm gonna say the nickname for Richard has been around longer.
Yeah. So it came the nickname Dick for Richard is medieval times oriented.
Okay.
Um, the shift came from medieval nickname trend of rhyming substitutions. Richard, Rick, Dick, Robert, Rob, Bob, William, Will, Bill, Margaret, Meg, Peg. Interesting. Dick meaning penis came much later, around 1600s. It evolved because Dick was already a shorthand for an ordinary man like Tom or Jack. And phrases like Tom, Dick, and Harry kind of reinforced that for the ordinary man. And then the slang drifted towards anatomy. Interesting.
Interesting. That is something that people have asked us too. If Jack is Jack's name, or if his name
Yeah,
is Jackson, or Jack is also short for John, which I don't understand because it's not
I
short.
don't
It's the same.
I don't get that either. Um, I have a buddy whose first name is John, middle name Jack. He goes by Jack.
John. I know a guy named with like that. Uh, last name Jingleheimer Schmidt. I don't even know if that's how John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
It's John Jake. I mean, similar, but god damn, that was funny. But yeah, John being Jack, I don't quite get that one either.
Yeah, I don't think I'll understand that one.
Old Jingleheimer Schmidt.
My
Yeah, but
grandma's name was
I was
Peggy.
wondering that just because, Richard, I guess I never really understood why the nickname for Richard was Dick. I never really got that. But now I guess it makes sense. It's like it was a play on rhyming back in the day. It was common because I never understood the whole Meg turning to Peg. People's name Margaret, but they go by Peg. I'm like, what? Is
But yeah, my grandmother's name is Peggy Margaret.
that her real name?
Margaret is her real name.
She's Margaret. Yeah, Peggy. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely think that's being phased out. Like people that might be named Richard these days probably don't go by Dick as often, just because of how prevalent the slang for anatomy is.
Yeah, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, Dwayne the Cock Johnson. If you're going with the rhyming thing.
Yeah,
Anyway, um, I was gonna say something about so at Old Dominion, you could like look at other terminals, like drivers and stuff. So I would go on there when I was bored and look, what other terminals were doing. Then you could see who was driving on there. And there was a dude whose name was Richard Nosack, Dick Nosack.
nice.
Probably contention for one of the worst names of all time.
Yeah, I mean that's it's pretty brutal. I
Yeah.
mean, at that point, like, do you think people end up changing their name?
I
That's a
don't know,
hard
man.
that's a hard thing because like, you got family lineage. It depends probably how you identify with your family's lineage. Like if I really despise the name Eller and I didn't have,
I thought about changing my last name when I was younger. Like that thought crossed my mind.
yeah. I know a lot of
Um,
people have done that actually. I have some friends that have done that. They've gone by their dad's name, but their dad wasn't ever in their life. So they changed it to their mom's maiden name. Because that's the family
yeah.
that they feel that supported them, and that's who they identify with.
I had that thought like early high school. Then
Yeah.
I was like, my mom didn't go back to her maiden name. So that would be kind of weird if I had her maiden name and she kept, you know what I mean?
Do you think
Then it
she
would be
didn't
strange.
go back to her maiden name just because it was a lot of paperwork and things like that?
Just she did that so we would have the same name.
Yeah, because I think my mom did that
Also,
for a while too.
my mom is not divorced legally,
That's crazy.
right? She won't pay for it.
Valid.
She's on principle. She won't pay for it.
You know what's funny is if for some reason your dad has a life insurance policy and he dies, technically it goes to her, right?
I think technically, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway if they got divorced when all that stuff happened. My mom will still get his Social Security benefits.
Just because of the length of time they were together.
Yeah, even like when all that stuff was happening, they were together like 13 years. So it was long enough. I mean, she'll only get those, like choose those if it's more than she would make,
Yeah, fair.
which at the time it would have been, but now I don't know because I don't know what kind of work he has or if he works or whatever.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But all right, next random question. You know, you're not married, single guy, back in the day, back in your prime. Would you be the other guy for Diddy and Cassie? Did you watch the documentary?
I did. I did. Um, so basically, you're saying in a cuck situation,
Yeah.
would I perform in front of another man?
Yeah, but specifically for Cassie, not just an
Uh,
ordinary,
well, and he was getting paid.
right, probably a lot.
I would think if I was single and all that, I would think I would because I'm not uncomfortable in front of other people, but that's easy to say, yeah, I would, but if it's a fucking one, it's a celebrity and that was some weird shit. As long as I don't have to touch the man, I think I'd be okay. If it's a significant amount of money, I think I'd be fine, but that's very strange.
Very strange. I
That's
was I
easy.
was
That's easy to say never being in that position.
right. Um, obviously watch the documentary and you got old Frank Black sitting in the cuck chair. Uh, you know, Cassie's a beautiful woman.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have any issues with her. It's just when you look over and there's a dude stroking his shit in the corner and you're like, "Oh, well, am I going to be able to continue to perform my duties?"
And then you find out it's P. Diddy.
That would be awkward. I don't
That'd
know
be
if I could. I mean, it's easy to say, yeah, sure, but I don't know.
oh man, he comes over and just drizzles some baby oil on your shoulders.
Yeah, see, in that scenario, I'd either like if you don't see him coming, you either freak out and you stop, or you just bust because you're not used to something. on your back.
I mean, all the
It's like
drugs
ah,
they had in the baby oil.
yeah.
I don't know because
Uh,
I was listening to some music and I think I sent a Snapchat to everybody about that Me and You by Cassie playing, and me and Drew sparked up this convo, and I don't think he actually answered the question. So get in the comments. Let us know if you'd be the other guy for Frank Black and Cassie. I think Tyler has got some secondhand embarrassment. He turned off his camera
I had to turn it off for a second, dude. I
because
was
he's probably picking boogers and wiping them all over the couch again.
no, dude. Oh my God, that shit. So Drew never answered you?
I don't think Drew ever answered.
I think that's an admission. I think him not answering. A wise man once told me a non-answer is an answer.
Yeah, silence is compliance. I think we make that a poll. I think you gotta. Would you be Frank Black's right hand man? And if anybody doesn't know who Frank Black is, you got to watch the documentary about Diddy, um, because that's the name he went by. Obviously, he's not going to be like, "Hey man, I'm P Diddy. You want to come fuck my girlfriend?"
Jeez. Um, I can't even focus right now. I'm just thinking about Diddy stroking his shit. Pause. Um, I see. I don't know if I could do it because I'm getting nervous just thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do it either. I mean, like it's enticing because Cassie, and then also like the amount of money that the dude probably got paid, but like that would be such an awkward scenario.
Depends on how much the money is.
Well, everything depends on the money, right? I mean, like there's going to be an amount of money that you just can't say no to.
Yeah, I mean, for the right amount of money, I might jump in the chair with Frank Black. Oh, Billy?
That's fair. That's fair. All right, next question. Uh, do you pump gas with your car on?
If it's my personal car, I pump gas with the car off. But if it's a diesel, I leave the car on.
Yeah.
Like when I
Diesel
when I
has
pump,
less like sparking.
it's not as combustible. Like especially when I was trucking a lot, you never turn off the truck when you're pumping gas or pumping diesel. But with
Yeah, I
my
think
car, I do.
yeah, I always turn the car off as well. I know my dad has filled up the car with it on a couple times. Or maybe I'm making
And
that
I've
up, but I swear he's done
and
it
I've
before.
I've I've forgotten. I've done it a couple times for sure. Um, but I mean, I don't really know how dangerous it actually is. I think it's more of just a precautionary thing. But I've done it 2 or 3 times. But I
Yeah,
don't.
I think there was a Mythbusters episode about, that you don't have to turn your car off. It's not one of those things. But they also say like don't be on your phone when you're pumping gas, or don't get in and out of a car when you're pumping gas because the static electricity.
See, something like that makes more sense to me. Like when you have the potential to actually create a spark,
Yeah.
static electricity. I don't know what the phone would do. I don't. I mean, I'm not a scientist.
Yeah. I don't either. Maybe the waves it creates or anything like that, but
The
I
only
I
thing,
do
the
I
only thing that I know for sure about cell phones is the waves are making us gay.
it might be making you gay.
Uh, Something's doing it.
He's been thinking about Frank Black a whole lot recently.
Good times.
Um, yeah. When are you gonna give Jack a cell phone? What age?
Um, I, when I got my first cell phone, I was 10, I think, like fifth grade. It was like a flip phone.
Yeah.
Just, like if you go to a friend's house so you can like call your parents. So
Yeah.
like something like that, I don't have any issue with when he's 10. But that's easy to say now. And then am I gonna just like stand on principle? Because I don't want him to be an iPad kid or anything, but like I don't want him to be some fucking weird kid that doesn't have a phone.
Yeah.
It's kind of a that's so like far out of my realm of you know what I mean? Like that's like a non-thought.
Oh, it's
I,
far away. It's
I would
it's
say
very
10.
far away.
I would say 10,
Okay.
and hopefully not an advanced phone.
Yeah. All
But I
right.
don't
And
know if
then
that's an option.
true. Next question. What do you think Five Guys' annual peanut budget is.
All I heard was Five Guys and then a P. So I'm hoping it's about the restaurant.
Not about Frank Black. Um, what is Five Guys' annual peanut budget?
We got to think. My thought process here: how many Five Guys are there?
Yeah.
How many guys? How many guys? Let's say if they have let's say they have 1,000 restaurants. Overall, um,
Because like
uh,
I was thinking about this because
one
obviously
point five 1.5 million for all of the stores combined for
okay.
peanuts. Seems like a lot though.
It seems like a lot. I was wondering because,
Let's say
I was at
500,000.
all right, I went to Five Guys today. I'm eating, I got some stuff to go. And then I am waiting for my food and I'm eating some peanuts. And I'm like, these are free. But then I'm thinking, Five Guys is expensive. Maybe they factor in the cost of free peanuts into your meal.
You think they're upping the cost on their shit to cover the cost of the peanuts?
I think they might be because
If that's not some Israeli shit.
I spent $44 at Five Guys today. With me, Sam got I got a bacon cheeseburger. She got a little cheeseburger, and we got a large fry and two drinks. It was $44.
Two sandwiches, one fry, and two drinks.
And given a large fry for them, I think I missed. I shouldn't have got a large fry because we didn't even finish the fries. And typically, I'm the type of person if there's fries, they're gone. I don't care how many there are. $44 though.
But I want to be clear about that's one fry, granted a large, two normal soft drinks, and two burgers.
Yes,
And it was $50.
$44. Yes,
That's fucking insane.
it was insane. And the bacon
I hope
cheeseburger.
I hope they're covering the cost of the peanuts.
I think that's what I was thinking. I was sitting there and I was like, damn, that was $44. Like, but I have to eat like three tubs of peanuts right now just to make up for it. Like I had to get my get back.
Yeah, I'm leaving here with something.
Let me hear something. Um, but a quick chat GPT, uh,
Ugh, I hate AI. I'm such a boomer.
it says an estimate is they consume 13.5 million peanuts,
A lot of peanuts.
retailed about 150 a pound. And let's see, hold on. That's about $11,800 a year.
Per store?
Um,
Because it's too low.
it seems pretty low. Let's see if it's a corporation. No, I think it's corporation. Five Guys likely spends tens of thousands of dollars annually on peanuts, not millions.
Not millions sounds fair, but 10,000. Well, how many stores are there?
I don't know.
Type that in your machine. How many Five Guys are there? Because it could be a regional restaurant. Well, obviously
Yeah, it
not if
very
you're
well
having it
could
in.
be. It says over 1,900 locations globally across 29 countries.
So I wasn't that far off with 1,000. But if you got to think if if it's 11,000 and there's 1,900 stores, that's like $100 a store, right? Or less than that. It's like $10 a store. So that's
Yeah,
off.
it's not as much as I thought they'd spend on peanuts. I think
It's
peanuts are
probably
relatively cheap.
and they wouldn't pay retail price anyway. They would pay a wholesale price. So
Right.
they would get it for cheaper than that. But even so, I would say it's more than $11,000 for the whole of all the Five Guys. It has to be.
I don't know. I think they're
It,
factoring it into the cost though, for sure.
Well, anything like that, or they're using it as a write-off. That it's just a loss, which they're
Valid.
probably doing that anyway. They're probably baking it into the cost and writing it off
Yeah, it's fucking maybe Five Guys is pushing the Venezuelan propaganda.
because they need peanut oil, the Venezuelan peanut oil. That's what nobody's
Well,
talking about.
we're on to something. I think we might need to go live with this.
I'll fly down to Caracas. I'll just get in the sun for a little bit. I'll fit right in. They'll be able to tell I'm not fully white. They won't know why, but they'll know I'm cool.
Definitely not 7-Eleven.
No comment. All right. You got any more for me?
No, that's all my random questions.
How many was that? Four?
Yeah, four.
What is the real like practical application of like what Space Force does?
I think so. I'm not super sped up on Space Force, but
But it's
I
a real
think
branch, right? Or is it a part of the Air
100%.
Force?
No, no, no. It's a real branch. We have a Space Force base here in Colorado.
Oh, that's pretty
Um,
cool.
yeah, it's closer to my house than the Army base is. But I think what their mission is that like obviously we have the Army, which is like the ground, the land force. We have the Navy, which is the sea force, the Air Force, which is the air. Space Force then takes it up a notch, and we're talking satellites and jamming from space. I think is
Okay.
really what their capability is. And we're talking about putting satellites into tactical uses that can, track missiles that are fired from one place and be able to give early warning and blah, blah, blah. And then potentially cut off communications for, you know, countries and stuff like that when we need to go do an operation via a satellite or some kind of jamming capability. I think is like where they're at right now. But truthfully, I'm sure their sphere is like much more in depth than that I just don't even really know. Like I don't think we're gonna put like space troopers on the moon. I don't think that's the goal of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, the name is kind of goofy, obviously.
Yeah, and I think they were trying to get off after like we have the Air Force, like all right, let's have a Space Force, blah blah blah.
Yeah. I guess my question, so it's more like in your understanding, it's more like technology based.
I think it's all technology based. Like
So you're
there's
not
really
going to
no
have, I don't want to speak out of turn, but you're not going to have combat for people in that branch. Like the Air Force, they have like guys in combat in the air. Like there's
right. I
not,
don't think it'll be the
yeah,
traditional combat that we think of. It will be combat, but it'll more so be like satellites trying to gain superiority over the other satellites.
yeah. So it's a smart people branch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. And my next question is, are you allowed to transfer branches?
Yeah.
Do you keep your rank?
Typically, yes.
You know people who've done that?
Yeah.
A common thing?
I wouldn't say it's common because the Space Force is so new. But
Oh, no, I didn't mean like two Space Force. I mean like any branch.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's pretty common. Usually what I think biggest reason it's common is because a lot of times, like say for instance, somebody will be in the Marines and they'll do their 4 years as a Marine and then they'll say, oh, I'm done with the Army. I'm getting out. And then they get out and they're like, eh, maybe this civilian life isn't all cracked up to be. I'm gonna get back in, but the Marines maybe don't have a slot for their same job that they did, and so they're looking to potentially get a certain type of job and maybe keep their rank, and the Marines can't afford them that opportunity right this second just because of the timeline or what slots they have open. So they'll explore different branches to go into that have that slot open. Or
So
you
it's
think about like the Marines is a very small branch. When someone gets out, they fill that slot. Or a lot of people want to be enlisted and then they'll want to become an officer. And the Marines is a very small branch, so they'll try and go to a bigger branch that has more room for that. So
Yeah.
branch transfers happen a lot.
Um, yeah, my grandfather was a Marine, no big deal, whatever. How do I find out information about his service?
Um,
Is that like a thing? Because I don't
yeah.
obviously don't know anything about. I know he was in World War II, but like,
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely find out some way. I think the first step would be trying to figure out what units he was with. And then every unit has typically like a unit historian that has the ability to like pull records and rosters and things like that. So
that would
if
be
you have any of his stuff, I don't know if you do or not. But there's probably databases and things like that that you can search for someone and it shows their service record.
because I've seen stuff on him like a pay stub kind of thing
Yeah.
that showed days of service like overseas and like it showed like how he was paid. But I don't think it said anything about like unit or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's got to be a way. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure off the top of my head though.
Just call your Marine buddies.
Yeah.
Because I hear historically that the Army and the Marines really get along with each other.
I think we get along better than anyone in the Navy, in the Air Force.
My grandfather, like, I don't remember a lot. It's just because I mean he died when I was like 11, but he would talk crazy shit about the Army.
Probably.
Like, I, I mean, I vividly remember him calling them pussies, and I'm like, I'm 9. What's a pussy?
What's that, Grandpa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has choice feelings. Marines are very
Granted, this is a man who was in his 80s in the, in like 2004.
yeah, he was senile.
Yeah. He was having flashbacks.
Yeah, that's valid.
He was in the Pacific and he was probably wondering why his Middle Eastern grandson was even talking to him. He was like,
Probably.
isn't that a part of Asia? And he started tripping out.
Yeah. All right, you want to jump into some Pat's peeves?
I got one right off the bat.
Let's hear it.
Call back to earlier. So my understanding of alphabetical for movies and such, and it has been this way on apps, everything, is that the does not count in the alphabetical thing, right? And then I'm on HBO Max and I'm looking and I get to T and there's 500 fucking movies and it's all starting with the. Like, this is not how it's supposed to be. And I didn't know if I was insane, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. That doesn't count towards like book titles, movie titles, any of that shit.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I'm
Get
doing
in
a
the
quick.
comments, boys and girls.
I mean, just for, a quick Google search, the song "The Next Episode" by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg is the next episode. Starts with a T.
I'm not saying it doesn't start with the.
You're saying when it's categorized, like when you're searching for a movie and you search through the ends for next episode, it should be in there and not in the T's for the next episode.
Yeah. I know
I
book.
feel you there. I do.
Yeah, I mean, it drives me fucking insane. Drove me
Yeah,
insane that day.
that's interesting. Well, I have a Pat's peeve, and the first one is people that merge too early behind you and then fuck up you trying to get over. So like you're coming off an off ramp, you're merging onto a highway, for instance, and the line is solid, aka don't merge yet. And the person behind you is apparently in such a rush that they need to cross the solid line and speed up because you're going just apparently way too slow. And then it's time for you to merge, but then they're now right on like right behind you so you can't get over. And then they fuck everything up.
Yeah, that's annoying as fuck. It doesn't happen to me too often. I don't do a lot of highway driving.
There's a specific thing that happens like when I'm driving to work from the gym. Like you come off this off ramp and like the line stays solid for a second, and then the next action is like you either go right or go left. There's two lanes, and I have to go left towards Academy South. So I need to merge when it's time to merge and get all the way into the left-hand lane. The person behind me like merged way early, didn't even go that fast. It wouldn't have been an issue if they just freaking zoomed past me, but they didn't even go that fast. And then they almost fucked me up getting over to make my turn.
Yeah, that would piss me off.
Yeah, and it's too early for that shit. I don't need to start my day that way. You know what I mean?
I don't need that negativity that early in the
No,
morning.
not that early. The negativity is going to come, but not that early.
That's similar to like when I would drive, tractor trailers and I'm passing where people would merge.
Yeah.
And then people would get mad at me for not slowing down or speeding up. Like it's not my job to let you in.
No, I agree with that.
You're
They're the ones
you're
merging.
driving.
They
Like
figure it out.
speed up or slow down. I'm fucking driving, bro. I don't give a shit.
It would be unsafe for you to slow down or speed up. You're supposed to get in the flow of the traffic, and then they're
Yeah,
supposed to get with that speed on their merge ramp. That's why when people merge too early, it fucks everything up because usually they're going too damn slow.
type shit.
Type shit. All right, next Pat's peeve is the new year, new me's. They're just fucking up my mornings.
At the gym.
Uh, oh my God, dude. It's the
Oh,
parking lot. It's the locker room. My freaking I get the same locker every day, number 11. I always go in, I get number 11. It's been taken. Drives me crazy. And it's these new year, new me's. And I'm all for it. Get after your thing, but you got to get in with the people that are already established there. I go to this gym the same time every morning. I see the same faces. And then now all of a sudden, we got a bunch of new year, new me's that are just fucking up the rhythm, the chain of events, pecking order. They need to freaking know their role.
no, they're all stay fat.
Or just get on the treadmill. Most of them, I'm going to be honest, have no business being in the squat rack. They need to get on the stair stepper, do a little cardio, get after it, and then come talk to me when you get a baseline of cardio and we wanna get on the squat rack. Then we can make room for you.
Let me tell you my Mike's like real quick.
All right.
Me, Drew, and Kevin, we go see Avatar 3, right?
Yeah.
Like during the time of movie previews, they do an ad about it's an anti-fat shaming ad, you know?
Yeah.
It's a guy is very sincere and we all like look at each other and I think it was Kevin or Drew said something first about how much you would have hated. And then one of us made a comment that you would bring a gun into the theater and shoot it up if if you saw this fucking ad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
I mean,
even I as a fat man, I was like, I don't know if this is the time. Just fucking buckets of popcorn and candy and shit. 48-ounce fucking Coca-Cola.
yeah, I would have hated that.
Yeah, no, it was bad. I'll see if I can find it online and send it to you.
Yeah, it's definitely don't do it early in the morning. I don't need that in my life in the morning.
All right.
All right, dude, it's been real. I'll talk to you.
Bye.